And welcome to the Games That Were podcast, y'all. And we're at episode 7. And today we're going to talk about MAG, Mass Action Game. I think that's what it was called back in the day.
Yeah.
Uh, a first person MMO shooter. Um, it, 256 players could play, and it was just crazy awesome at the time. And we're just going to talk about that today. And got my buddy Vern over there.
What's up?
How's it going, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. It's been a while. Been a while.
Yeah, it has. Had a lot going on.
Yeah,
But what you been
same.
up to? What you been playing?
So playing a couple games at once, which I normally don't do. Like I'm playing three. So I'm playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider on Xbox, my Xbox Series X, and then I'm playing Horizon Call of the Wild, or no, Call of the Mountain. Yeah, and playing that on my PlayStation VR 2, which is awesome. And that's my like first game into VR, and it's just been fantastic. And then I'm
Cool.
playing Cuphead. I started playing that on my, and I've just been playing that on my PlayStation Portal. So I'm trying to like juggle three games because I was like, why not? I've never done that before, and
How
it's
does
been
how does
pretty good.
Cuphead, since that one's really like you have to be, it's just a Twitch kind of shooter. How does that work on the
Mhm.
portal? Does it work pretty good?
It does. I think it works great, with the little joystick and the buttons all work really good, and it's just a really smooth movement and operation. I haven't had any problems with it at all. I will say though that I've had like connectivity issues with the portal, but I found that if I do hook up my PlayStation to
Hmm.
uh, the Ethernet cord to the router, then it works a lot better. So
Yeah.
I've just started doing that, and it works great. So yeah, it's been pretty awesome. So how about you? What have you been playing?
So I made a YouTube video on my channel today. Actually, I put 15 hours into Dynasty Warriors Origins. The last Dynasty Warriors I played was like on the PS2, so I wasn't real familiar with the franchise, and I've never beat one, and I kind of gave up on it today. So I put 15 hours into that, and then I've also been playing this new game called Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia. Anyway, it's a ghost hunting game. It
Cool.
sounds dumb, but it's really cool, and you can also play it in PSVR 2. So you just go through a house looking for signs, like you have an old school camcorder and you're looking for orbs. You have salt you put on the ground looking for what, and it's terrifying and fun. But so that's what I've been playing. But I've just had a lot of bad luck with games lately. I've started like five and just hadn't caught my attention.
Oh
So
wow,
yeah,
that's a bummer, man. Got to
yeah,
get out of that slump.
yeah, man. I'm in a slump. I've never gone through like five games where I didn't finish. Um,
Wow.
so I don't know. I'm kind of looking for something right now.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Get something linear. Those linear games are great, at least for me, where you can just go through the levels, you can beat them, and it just makes it a lot better, in my opinion.
yeah. I'm kind of over roguelikes. I don't like the Souls likes, like Elden Ring is up. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
man. Those I've just they're just not for me. So
Takes too much time, man. Too much time and
yeah, and
effort.
I like to like progress in games. If I'm not progressing, then it's like that. What is that one? Anyway, it's a roguelike, and you literally once you die, you just start all over. Like the only thing you gain from playing the game is that you've played it. You learn
Nice.
about the levels. I don't know. Those just aren't for me. So
Wow. That sounds interesting for sure.
yeah, no thanks.
Cool, man. Well, let's get into Mag, and as always, we have questions that we have, and then we each write down our own answers. We don't know what we're going to say, so that we can have a discussion about it. So let's start it off. What were three things that you liked about Mag?
So I like games that are unique, that try something new, especially nowadays. Like nobody does anything new, and even back then, this came out in what 2010.
Yeah,
This did something new. 256 people online. It was a cool idea. Um, the same year, I think like Bad Company came out, or Bad Company 2. So it had some competition, and that's probably why it didn't do so hot. But anyway, I liked that it tried something new, and you had like up to they had 64 player maps and 256 player maps, and you had somebody in charge who would make decisions, and you could either take their advice or just go do whatever. Is kind of what I did, but I loved that they tried something new. I liked that it had some character customization. You could make your soldier. Had some vehicles, I think, just some transport vehicles. But yeah, I just and it looked good for having that many people in one map. It looked good, especially for the time, and to have 256 people on one server at the same time was really cool. So, but what about you? What's some stuff you liked about it?
Yeah, so I agree. 256 people is just insane. So, like, and we both played Halo, and so Big Team Battle was probably as big as it got for me, like, playing. And so I was just like, this is insane. Like playing with 256 people. This game actually holds a world record for having the most players on a console,
Hmm.
the 256. And I didn't know that, but I just thought that was crazy. I'm like, that is awesome.
That is
So just the fact that you could play with so many people and it was just so crazy was really cool. I also liked the maps. I thought the maps were great. They had to be big to accommodate that many people
yeah,
playing. And I think my favorite maps were the Valor maps, which was located in Alaska. So it was
mm,
kind of foresty levels. There was like a base area that you could go into and just a
yeah,
lot of places where you could hide. And I just thought that was really unique levels.
yeah,
And another thing that I liked was also the fact that there's kind of a backstory to this game. It was an online only game, so no campaign, but there was a little backstory, and it goes that oh, and the game is set in 2025, by the way. So just
that is
that
funny.
that's pretty crazy. So I
Yeah,
saw that and I was like, no way. But
yeah,
anyway, so everything's going pretty good in the world, and then stuff happens like you know, I guess inflation, gas shortages, food shortages, and these PMCs kind of rise up and
hmm,
start recruiting everybody, and then they're the ones that are starting the conflicts basically. So I thought that was really cool that it has like some kind of story, some kind of meaning, and
yeah,
not just thrown out there like some of these games. Like I mean, more recently, FPS, X Defiant didn't really have a story. They just kind of throw it out there.
yeah,
Still fun, but I just thought it was unique that it had like a story. And so those were the things that I really liked about the game. Oh, and the PMCs themselves are different. There's three. There was Valor, of course, and that was based out of Alaska. You had the SVER, or I think people call them Sever. I think
that's what I called them.
um,
Yeah,
those that was based out of Russia and Asia, and then Raven was the most technologically superior PMC of them all, and that they were based in Austria and Europe, I think. So just really cool backstories, and um, just thought that was really unique, and that's what I enjoyed about the game.
yeah. Me and you were both on Valor, and
Yeah,
it's funny. Our little emblems on PlayStation. Mine is still Valor to this
yeah,
day. I've never changed it, so that's where it came
classic.
from. Um, yeah, I liked the little backstories too, and like you said, the map design is awesome. Um, I didn't know it was set in Alaska, but that's really cool because I know I watched a little footage, prior to recording, and it just gives you just nostalgia just watching those maps. I still remember them. I loved all the different weapon types. It is a really really cool game, and it reviewed. I looked at review scores back in the day, and it reviewed about a 7 or an 8,
Yeah,
which is probably fair. It did good. But yeah, Zipper Interactive, the people that made it, they also made Unit 13 for the PlayStation Vita, which I played and beat and loved. But Sony shut them down in I think 2012. I saw,
okay,
um, but Mag servers were up until 2014,
yeah,
so it lasted about 4 years.
yeah,
But
been a fairly good run.
yeah, but no game's perfect. So what are some negatives or what are some gripes you had about the game?
So, just like I liked the 256 player count, basically, I didn't like it. I didn't like that. So, I'm a run and gun type kind of guy, and I just wasn't able to do very well with that. I would, if you run a gun, you're going to get shot up. So that happened to me all the time. And I didn't change my play style up, which I probably should have. So I'm putting this more on me than the game itself, because if you were able to adapt to that game, you probably would have done a lot better than I did. But I just remember getting spawn killed and just pretty much owned the entire time I played it. It was fun, but after a while that kind of made me get tired of the game, and I didn't want to play it anymore. So, not a negative on the game itself, just probably on me. But I guess another thing also is that this was online only, and so if you wanted to go play this game today, well, too bad because you can't, because like you said, the servers were shut down in 2014, so you can't play this anymore. And another more recent game that comes to mind again is X Defiant, which came out last May, and they're shutting it down in June.
Yeah,
So, and it's an online shooter, and it's
yeah.
going to be gone. So it's just kind of interesting. And my question is, well, why are these players? Why do they continue not to play it? And why are they having to shut down? What other games do they play, or did they just get bored of it? I mean, I've been
Well,
thinking about that a lot lately.
yeah. So I kind of watched a retrospective on Mag, and what they attributed it to was it came out and it was super unique, but it was a brand new IP, and it came out the same time as Bad Company 2, Battlefield Bad Company 2, which Battlefield has already been around. It's a well known franchise, and Halo Reach came out the same year. So you had some well known franchises, some heavy hitters, Battlefield, and then Halo. And it just had a lot of competition,
Oh
and
yeah,
on that's my negative. I wrote one negative, and it's online only, no campaign. Now
yeah,
if it had a campaign, I could have hopped in, this week and played it. um,
exactly.
and that's why it's just like that. Battlefield 2042 came out, no campaign. Like that server will eventually shut down, and that'll be a coaster, just like Mag is. I still have Mag sitting right there, and it's a
Yeah, I
coaster.
do too.
Yeah, we could never show our kids what Mag was when we're old.
I know.
We are old, but we Mag is come and gone. The only evidence that ever existed is a little coaster I've got sitting over there and some old YouTube videos from 15 years ago. Yeah, that's hilarious. It was in 2025. That's when it was based in
Yeah,
2020. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed Mag, and I even saw an article talking about like how they should come out with like a Mag 2, because PlayStation needs some kind of shooter. But who knows how well it would do? Because like you said, I've kind of gotten away from big scale battles like that. I much prefer even two people on teams up to four. I think six. That was a critique I have had of X Defiant, was six people on a team. I just I want two to four, or three maybe. But yeah, the small, you had like a squad of eight, then four squads of eight, up to 64 per team. Nowadays, I probably wouldn't be as into Mag. But at the time, it was new and interesting, and it pushed the PS3 hardware. Because like you said, it set a world record that
oh
hadn't
yeah,
been done before. But yeah, man,
definitely.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of bizarre, and if they could make a second one, I think another semi recent game, I guess 2017, that has still has players is Battlefield One.
Oh yeah,
That has a lot of players. I don't know if they have 256, but playing those big what do they call it, the conquest, I guess, maps where you're just
yeah, I think that's what it is.
um, trying to capture the different areas and everything. There's people still playing
Yeah.
that game type. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, what makes that stand out compared to Mag, which just, but like you said, yeah, competition. Another game that was out back then was Black Ops.
Yeah.
So, and then of course you have Call of Duty, which comes out every year. So I bet people flocked over there because, yeah, even if you don't like a Call of Duty, that comes out, just wait a year and another one will come out and maybe you'll like that one. So,
Yeah.
so I guess maybe people did that. I mean, and like I said, I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, why do people leave these types of games? And if y'all, let us know in the comments what y'all think what happened, because I'd really like to know. I've been thinking about it a lot, because these games were good.
Yeah, and it was only on PS3.
Hmm.
So it wasn't Battlefield was on multiple platforms. This was just PS3. Um, and I think PS3 ended up selling more units than the 360 in its lifespan. But at the time, I was way more into 360 that generation. This came out in 2010. I'm not sure when we switched over to PS3, but it had to have been right around that time.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm ready for a new first person shooter that tries something new. This game did try something new, and I appreciated it. I thought
Oh,
it was.
definitely.
We had a blast playing this game. It also you could level up in this game. I think I saw all the way up to level 60, which we definitely didn't get to 60. Um, but it was free to play online. I mean, there's a lot to be said about the PS3 overall, and then this game too. So I really enjoyed Mag while it was out. I miss it.
I did too. I mean, it was fun, and then like I said, I eventually did quit playing it because it was just, honestly, I think it was just too hard for me, the style, because I didn't adapt, and I'm still like a run and gun person today too. I just don't, that's just what I do. So it's crazy for sure. But so I guess one last thing was, what what made this game, stand out to you when it first came out? Like, what made you want to buy it in the first place?
I love, like I said, trying. I want new ideas in video games. I'm tired of just like rinse and repeat the same thing, just reskinned and something else. I love when companies try new things, even when they fail. And I also love new IPs. I love instead of Call of Duty 36 or Battlefield, whatever. I like when companies make new IPs. So I appreciated when they did this. They had SOCOM. They also Zipper Interactive also made the SOCOM series and Mech Warrior or something. They made a few other franchises, but I was happy to see that they did something new, and we had fun together playing this game. It was if you had a few guys that you could hop on with, it just made it even more fun.
Yeah, it was it was awesome. I mean, I really enjoyed this too. The fact that you could play with 256 people. You could also level up your guys and become a squad leader and
Yeah.
get even more points with that.
Mhm.
I mean, that's just really cool. A lot of thought went into this game, and I do kind of miss it too. Sometimes I do wish, we could go back and play it, but
Mhm.
we can't because of the server. So
Mhm.
it's just
Welcome
kind
to
of a
modern
bummer.
gaming. That's going to start happening more and more.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I it's just crazy to me that X Define is like going away. I mean, and I played that quite a bit. I didn't play it as much as Call of Duty, but I did play it quite a bit, and I did enjoy it. But yeah, it's just gonna be gone in a couple of months. So
See,
just
games like this are so dependent on popular opinion. If the overall, even if you love it, if the popular opinion doesn't like it, the game is going to fail, and that's just the risk these publishers and these developers are taking making games like this nowadays. Because if it doesn't instantly get big, then it's over. It's
oh
not
yeah,
going to last. It
yeah.
stinks.
I know. Like you said, we need something new, some kind of new idea, because it just seems like a lot of things are the same. There's not
Mhm.
really like a lot of different stuff coming out. Every once in a while, we'll get something, and I think I'm looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6. I think that's going to be good. I hope it's good, anyways. So, because if not, I'm going to be disappointed. But
See, those games just never let you down. They're so
yeah,
much fun, and they're just crude. And I hope it doesn't come out all tame and you know
I know,
like
man. Keep the
modern.
raunchiness in there. I want the
Yes,
raunchiness.
yes.
Yeah,
So
so it made it good.
that game I'm playing now, Phasmophobia, it does something new. Like
Oh yeah,
it does something unique. The graphics aren't the best. It is like a more of an indie game, but I love when companies try something new. And I've been playing more indie games lately than I have AAA, just because I like to see something unique. So
yeah. I mean, I need to. open my horizon a little bit more on those. I guess, well, I'm trying Cuphead. That's an indie, right? So,
Shoot, yeah, and that game is hard, man.
oh, I
Good luck.
know.
I see. I don't know, man. I my gaming skill is just going like this. Cuphead is. I have it too, and
Yeah.
it is brutal.
I'm about ready to just flip it over to simple, I think, because I like, I think I'm on the second boss fight or whatever, and yeah, it's like it's just insane, and you have to have a lot of time to get in there and beat those. Well, are they even levels? Or it's like boss fights basically. So,
Yeah, I think they're levels, but you have to basically learn the patterns of
oh
each
yeah,
boss. Yeah,
yeah.
it takes some dedication.
I
So
think we're just too busy nowadays, man.
yeah, for real.
That's what I think.
Like I can't game for the next 4 days. I work for 4 days in a row. So the next, I don't even want to start a game. Like I could have started a game today, but I'm like gonna forget what
Yeah,
was happening and how to play. So I'll just start one in 4 days.
yeah. I haven't played all week, man.
It's
So I'm just, you know, I try to get on whenever, but it's mostly the weekends. That's when I get on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Responsibilities.
Oh yeah. Well, anyways, y'all, thanks for watching, and let us know in the comments what y'all think about first-person shooters. Why y'all quit playing them, and just let us know, and we'll catch y'all on the next episode. See y'all later.